Ladies and gentlemen, the jury presents you Scrub Zero. Man, this was not the video I was planning to make. No, I was not planning to make this one. I wasn't even sure I was going to make one today, but this is sure as hell was not the one I was planning to make. Because this don't make not a lick of sense. This some... And I saw Two Raw's video on it, to shout out to Two Raw. And so basically Stephen A being Stephen, oh my god, the amount of obscene things I wish to say right now. All that would, in my opinion, accurately describe Stephen A. Smith, but that I'm going to control myself. That's, if I see him face to face, I'll tell him that to his face. But because Lamar Jackson was on the Shop, LeBron James show. I don't know why. That's a whole different discussion. But he was on. They for an episode they went through their back and forth, and the topic of the why they ultimately talked about why they was doing Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, dirty, but why they got him doing wide receiver drills at the combine. Like they're trying to understand the back, like they wanted the background to that, and he gave it. Basically, more. This is basically his point that, you know, it's the bias in sort of black quarterbacks are dying out, but it's been a thing that's been going on for a long time, since the 70s, 80s. Hell, well before that, we know this is a league that outlawed black players at one point in the 30s, so this ain't nothing new. And Stephen A being Stephen A, which don't make sense to me because Stephen A is the very person who was complaining about the black coaches. But Lamar Jackson makes a point about the black quarterbacks. Mind you, he was asked. It wasn't like he just came out and said it. Even if he did, he wouldn't be wrong. But he was asked about it. He made the point. But Stephen A being Stephen A, going to spin this. And then going to all types of deflection nonsense. Or bringing up other quarterbacks and their money. Not telling the whole story about everything, mind you, like with the Deshaun Watson situation, but that's a whole discussion for a different video. But you know, like he basically like ain't no one trying to hear that. Like, you know, that may be true. Ain't no one trying to hear that necessarily. But there wasn't one of those situations where he just brought it out for no fucking reason. Or he's making an excuse. He told it how it fucking was. And apparently that's an issue. You can't be honest these days. My nose is itching me. My apologies. I ain't trying to do all this. No. I ain't trying to be messing with my nose during the video, but that's how it be sometimes. But Lamar Jackson just making a point on... And Stephen A being Stephen A. I don't make not damn sense. I can't make sense of it. I mean, is it surprising? No. Do I expect it? Yeah. But you ain't gonna tell the whole dang on story. Trying to act like, all right, we got more black quarterbacks in the league. But you ain't telling the whole story. He brought up Patrick Mahomes. Like, yeah, he great, but Patrick Mahomes isn't a great pocket passer. He has issues passing the pocket. He's a guy who he has enough athleticism that he can move around and he can scramble a bit. But as a pocket passer, if you gave him 40 dropbacks, you told him stay in the pocket for 35 of those, he couldn't do it. I'm sorry, he just couldn't. Like, and be successful. As of right now, he can't. That doesn't mean he won't be able to in the future, but he has to work on that. He brought, like I said, the Deshaun Watson case, but let's not act like the timeline of these things. Well, he in the industry, he definitely got down, so he gonna do what they say. But let's not act like the timeline was very odd as to when the allegations against Deshaun Watson came out. It wasn't before he asked for the trade. It was after. Find that very odd. That ain't sitting right with me. But we could get into details of that another time. Bro, Lamar Jackson wasn't wrong, and then he brought up his situation with not having an age in the contract. Like, that ain't had nothing to do with nothing. Like, let him, and how he gotta listen. Stephen A. is who he is, which is a scumbag, a coward. He's not an asset for black people to get ahead, quite honestly. He's an asset for Zaddy. Let me put it like this. If you're going to conform and submit to someone, to a boss, you're going to have that subservient mentality. He's an asset to that. Otherwise, he is a liability. That is what he is. That is my opinion, of course. I think he's a waste of time. That's why I don't listen to him. Or a lot of mainstream media at this point. I'd rather just like if something said from a player, I'd rather go right to what the player said. There's a game, I'll take a look at the game, because a lot of these commentators, they're not, like, I could get more from looking for myself. And then they got people on YouTube who actually do know what they're talking about, like a Turo, like Casino, like a HD, Jose, Kwame Brown, so on and so forth, who they'll tell you, like, different perspectives, but they're going to tell you what they see. And there's definitely others. Listen, I just named a few. There's certainly a lot of other guys who gonna tell you what they see. We might not all agree, but we ain't gonna be doing this capping ass bullshit. We ain't going, like, oh man, this is some nonsense. But Lamar Jackson just needs to continue improving. He's doing well. He's doing very well. For me personally, I'm like, all right, are the quarterbacks better than him right now? Yeah. Would I really? But I'm like, I wouldn't take anyone over him right now who's playing in the league. There's really only one guy I would have, but he retired, and that's Brady. Much as I don't like Brady, but I understand how great Brady is. My point being, no one. The guys who are about his age, like, with the amount of time they got, I don't look at them as really as head and shoulders better. I honestly don't think they're better. If you're just asking me my opinion, I'm like, as far as who winning games and getting me where I need to get to, as of right now, I'm like, Lamar Jackson is as good as anyone. Like, Aaron Rodgers, we know he a choker. I like that's a guy, but like Patrick Mahomes. Like, I like him, but he got things he got to fix up. Really, that pocket passing and decision making. But then some of that's on Andy Reid, but some of that's definitely on Pat Mahomes. Josh Allen, listen, HG makes a point all the time. Josh Allen be doing the same stuff that Lamar Jackson does, and you can see it on film. And oddly enough, the turnovers Josh Allen has is just head scratching. Like, everyone has some head scratching turnovers, but like Josh Allen, I've seen a lot more head scratching turnovers from him than a lot of other guys. Like, bro, you ain't have to do that. But he does it. He scrambles, he passes, he gets all the praise. Lamar Jackson does the same thing. It's he a running quarterback. He ain't doing enough. And yes, and Josh Allen has to do a better job from the pocket. He's getting better, but he needs to continue improving. Listen, they all need to continue improving. Like, if you think you're mastered everything, you haven't. But they're progressing well. It's just that there's things that are glaring. Is like, bro, you gotta do better with this, or you gotta do better with that. And I'll get into coaching another time because, dear God, I lost my damn mind. But you know, that's really what I got on this one. To hell with Stephen A. Smith. I'm not surprised. If you've been paying attention long enough, you can tell what he does. Zero said it, he's inconsistent. I'll say it like this: Stephen A. is consistently inconsistent. As in you can tell what he's gonna flip flop on, what he won't. That's just me. That's what I think. I thought something was going on outside. It ain't nothing that serious. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I appreciate everyone checking this out. Like the video, share, subscribe. But if you're new here, you got the notification bell. You got 3 options. Hit all, so anytime I post or go live, you can catch it. Once again, I appreciate everyone checking this out. Yeah, I got some other stuff I need to do. I'm gonna try to do one more video, but I was about to cook, honestly. And then I saw 2 hours video. I'm like, all right, I gotta do something. Like, while it was still fresh on my mind, because I didn't want to chill out and wait and then be like later on, like, what the fuck am I really doing? Like, it would be off my mind, and then I have to relook at stuff now. Let me do it right now. So, it is what it is. And until next time, once again, I appreciate everyone checking this out. Subscribe to Zero. I'll catch you on the flip side.